They are the ultimate instruments of modern warfare. Submarines. These silent hunters have stalked the depths for over 100 years. But in a chaotic new world, the old rules no longer apply. And so, a new breed of undersea warrior has been born, built to dominate, manned by the Navy's finest. A high-tech hunter-killer. Quieter, smarter, and deadlier than any that has come before. This is Virginia-class. The Cold War. A time when the Soviet submarine fleet challenged the West for domination of the seas. For the United States Navy, nuclear deterrence was a primary mission, and rehearsing the apocalypse was business as usual.
Order launch depth, normal launch depth, pre-pressurized tubes 1 through 4, 13 through 16, to order launch depth. 1, away.
But the Cold War is history.
The game has changed, and Russia is no longer the great sleeping bear. The Americans don't have to contain them anymore. But they've got other problems now.
Now, terrorist groups and rogue nations are unpredictable and dangerous enemies. To counter these threats, the United States Navy began construction on an entirely new breed of attack submarine, Virginia-class.
The Virginia-class submarine is the first submarine designed from the ground up after the end of the Cold War.
It's the birth of a whole new era in submarines for the United States. It gives us that extra edge.
Packed with groundbreaking technologies, Virginia-class submarines are the most advanced warships in history.
The number of screens and the amount of data that we have standing behind me is probably 3 to 4 times the level that you'd find on any other submarine out there in the fleet today.
This is seriously like taking an F-15 and comparing it to the Starship Enterprise.
3, 2, 1, shoot, 2.
Virginia-class is not only a fierce combatant on the open ocean, but the first attack submarine designed for a new kind of warfare.
Their biggest role probably is to land special forces.
That new kind of warfare has resurrected a warship once thought obsolete. Small, silent, ultra-lethal submarines that are proliferating rapidly around the world. To deal with these challenges, not only must Virginia be the best, but so must her crew. These are the Navy's finest, dedicated men who must survive a harrowing gauntlet of fire and water to earn the title Submariner. Together, man and machine will form the most lethal covert fighting force in history.
It's not.
Okay. Something terrible happened. It's the shelter. You have to come help.
Look, it's time you stopped worrying about those dumb animals and started looking out for yourself.
Fine. Don't help me. I'm sorry I asked.
Dakota.
Listen up, honey. I gave Dakota one wish. She could have had anything in the world, but all she wanted was a hit song for you.
Watch out! Hey, it's the Santa guy! Hey!
That's my daddy!
I'm okay, honey. just fixing up the shelter.
You see, when people forget about their own needs and look out for others, that's when things really start to brighten up.
Dakota, I can hear it now. I can hear the new music.
Babe, see? I told you, Santa baby. You've got to have heart. You've got to have soul. And now that you got it, have yourself a cool yo.
October 1864. A handful of men in a small launch steamed up the Roanoke River on a mission that was almost certain suicide. a direct assault on the most feared Confederate ship of the Civil War. The Albemarle, with 4 inches of iron plating, was invulnerable to conventional attack. The Union knew they had to sink her. The situation seemed hopeless, except to a young, headstrong naval lieutenant named William B. Cushing. His mission would put a brand new weapon to the ultimate test. Could his spar-mounted torpedo destroy a mighty ironclad? They were the most feared weapons of the Civil War, an innovation that changed naval warfare forever. Ironclads. The age of the iron warship began nearly a year into the Civil War, when, on March 8, 1862, the Confederate ironclad Merrimac steamed into the James River at Hampton Roads and laid waste to the Union fleet stationed there. The Merrimac sank 2 Union warships, killing or wounding 400 men. And despite a heroic effort, there was nothing the Union fleet could do to stop this iron monster. The next day, a new vessel appeared on the scene, the Union ironclad Monitor. History was made as the first battle of ironclad warships began. For 3 hours, the 2 vessels pounded each other at point-blank range, but neither sustained any real damage. While the battle had no clear victor, one thing was certain.
The combat between these first 2 ironclad ships had an impact around the world instantaneously. Immediately following that, contracts for wooden ships for navies around the world were canceled. The era of wooden warships was certainly ending.
The battle between these 2 iron giants seized the public imagination.
There was an awe that came around these because they were brand new. It would be a little bit like the first time we heard of ICBMs. You know, it was something entirely new and fearsome.
The Monitor and the Merrimac are the best-known ironclads of the Civil War, but ironclads were actually built in large numbers by both sides.
The town of Babylon is waking up to a day of startling discoveries.
Art, that thing under my nose is getting bigger.
That's your mouth.
David Gove! I'm Judy Berlin from high school.
Hi.
I had a very big crush on you.
So why do we cut a hole in the black paper?
Because on this day, Babylon's brightest, undiscovered talent
God, look at us. We got so old. 32.
30 is...
30?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You got skipped a grade. That's right.
Yeah.
And I got left back.
is leaving town.
No, this isn't the day.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah. I'm moving up to the coast. L.A. La La Land.
And when she goes, Babylon will never be the same again.
It's the eclipse.
I know, but is it supposed to be this dark?
What time is it?
The shooting gallery invites you to meet
Judy!
A small town, a mysterious stranger, a local funeral parlor.
Oh, I like your enthusiasm.
This is more than just a quiet place of rest.
But there's one thing you can always count on. People die.
Mary, Mother.
What dark secrets possess this young woman?
You're such a bad girl.
And what malevolence pollutes these unhallowed grounds?
Stay far away from that place. It's filthy and evil.
Haunted by ghosts from a tormented past, she walks the edge of insanity. A passion for cadavers
Let's put you back together.
unmasks new meaning to the phrase disturbing the peace. Bodies are missing.
What the?
Locals are slaughtered.
Who are you? Just your average homicidal maniac.
And our mysterious stranger is not who she claims to be. Unfortunately for these residents, they find out too late.
Now I'm gonna kill you.
Yo, check it out, Capadonna. Iron Fist Pillage. Know what I'm saying? Son the Flicks remix. Where we keep it real.
Sky Pilot presents Iron Fist Pillage. Wu-Tang member Capadonna stars in this kung fu classic with all new voices, music, and more.
Strictly pillage.
Hose, blood, blows, blades, tattoos, blunts, and so much fight action, this flick is gonna blow your wig.
I haven't got any idea what the is going on.
Classic kung fu, spicy Park Hill style.
Crispy, go get us a bag of weed. Come on, here, put the money in your pocket, stupid. Come on.
Jamma-lamma-ding-dong, here we come again. Let's talk about stuff like a chicken wing.
You talking about?
Available on video and DVD.